Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Madangaya Namo Namaha. We're going to learn today the last mantra of that series, and then move on to some hand practice, and then we're going to get into a cool dhage after that. Not today, but next class, and a bunch of cool hand practice and stuff, just building more unique kirtan techniques that you can use. So the last mantra here is gena tere, that's the next one. Keta tak. dha-uru tata keta gena tini dhage tita gena taki taki ta taki taki ta taki taki ta gurugur tadha dhage dhedha taki. Now, although this is kind of a simple mantra, there is a lot of stuff going on here in terms of phrasing and learning how to, because if you're just playing like dhage, tate, taka, gena, right? There's nothing really unique about that. There's no special phrasing, there's no spaces to worry about. It just kind of steamrolls through in a very basic kind of way, with Catur jatis on both the Laya and the Bol. But here you've got a lot of different spaces, a lot of offbeats, a lot of waiting for things to kind of happen, and this da to da, understanding how that phrasing works as well. And getting into kind of the finer points of kind of more advanced kirtan mantras. The more advanced that the mantra gets, the more either the more speed that your hand requires as the Laya jati, the amount of things in each time or each matra increases, or the mantra gets more difficult by changing the patterns of the Bol Jatis and having more spaces and more offbeats and more interesting kind of things happening. So this is written down. I suggest printing it out first before you watch the video. But so we have da, right? Da, keta, tak. 4 fingers closed. Keta, tak. Da, so we've got that space, right? Da, keta, tak. Da, space. Then a-uru. A-uru comes from practicing da, gurugur, tate, ta in one. Now this is actually double speed a-uru, because we're going da, and then if you look at the first part, we have da, space. So we have da, da, keta. So in that space, we're now breaking that space up into 2, and we're going dha-uru. So the a-uru is a half of what the original space is in your first part there, da, space. Now we're breaking that space up into 2 pieces and putting tate, ta in half of that space. Da, keta, tak. Da-uru tata. So the a-uru segues into that tata, into the next, right? Da, keta, tak. Da-uru tata. See, the a-uru just falls behind the tal of coming in on the beat 1 of tata. Da, keta, tak. Da-uru tata. See? Uru tata. So your a-urus are usually leading up into the space of your next beat. Da, keta, tak. Da-uru tata, keta, gena, tini, dhage, tita, gena, tata. See? Gena. You've got that a space. Gena, uru taki, right? Gena, uru taki, tak. So let's practice this. Da, keta, tak. Da-uru tata, keta, gena, tini, Now this ge now. Gena, right? Gena. Uru taki taki ta. Uru taki taki ta. Uru taki taki ta. Uru da ta da ta da. Taki te da taki. So that gurugur now is replacing the uru, but in the same technique there. Gurugur da ta da, right? Gurugur da ta da. Da, keta, ta, dha-uru, tata, keta, gena, tini, dhage, tita, gena. Uru taki taki ta, uru taki taki ta, uru taki taki ta. Gurugur da, ta da, dhage, dhedha, take. Right? Da, ta da, dhage, dhedha, take. So there the ta is on the offbeat. Da, ta da. See how we're clapping on an open space? Da, ta. See the da follows into the tal there. On the downbeat is empty. Da, ta da, dhage, dhedha, take. So you have to get this feel. A lot of cool mantras have this going, ta da ta. So the ta or any of those different bowls that you're going to use are on the offbeat now. And you drag the sound from the da or whatever's previous into the next matra and leave that space. Ta da, right? So very cool. So let's play it again, then we'll chant to it. Da, keta, tak, dha-uru, tata, keta, gena, tini, dhage, tita, gena. Uru taki taki ta, uru taki taki ta, uru taki taki ta, uru da ta da ta da, dhage, dhedha, take. Now uru again is te ta, uru. Te ta, all in one beat, double speed. Uru. Ja, ta, uru, te, ki, ta, always double speed. Uru, te, right? Ja. Uru, ki, ta, uru, ki, ta, double speed. Uru, ki, ta, right? Very powerful. So let's chant then. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Now instead of just the gurugur, I'll show you how you can infill that with more gurus as we were showing previously. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So there we're adding more gurus. You can always do that if you want. If you're just starting out, just keep with the one gurugur and tal there as we've shown. Just wanted to go over on the fingering here. So tata, keta, gena, tini, right? Tata, keta, gena, tini, dhage, T, one finger, tita, gena. Tata, keta, gena, tini, dhage, tita, gena. And I think everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, on to the next mantra. So here, this is a really nice hand practice. Now we're really starting to learn how to use this gain and these triplets. Let's see, Laya Jati, Tisra Jati, gena, gena, gene. Gena, tage, reta, gene. Gena, tage, reta, gene. We showed this once before, but we're going to start learning a lot more now. Gena, tage, reta, gene. Right? So that's the equivalent of going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, gena, tage, reta, gene. You're ending on the thumb in this one. Gena, tage, reta, gene. Gena, na, gena, na, gene. Gena, na, gena, na, gene. Gena, tage, reta, gene. Gena, tage, reta, gene. So I'm writing it. Gene, right? Gene, tage, reta, gene. So that we know exactly what we're doing. Gene, tage, reta, gene. Then we're going the reverse. Tate, again, triplets, right? Now here, sorry, it's not Laya Jati that we're working with here because we're in pairs of Catur Jati for the Laya Jati, but the Bol Jati is really gena, and then gene. So 3, 3, and 2. And here we have tate, right? Tate, and then gena is your 2. Tate, gena. So this is very kind of advanced stuff now, working with Bol Jatis with hand practice and having that Bol Jati spread across 3s and then 2. So gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, tate, gena, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, tate, gena, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, tate, gena. This used to be so hard, and I know for a lot of people this might be like trying to play, like a tongue twister or something, and it really is for your wrist until you just break down your hand and break down your mind and break down everything until you're able to achieve this, fluid feel, this looseness. I was just watching one of my friends playing, and he said he was trying his hardest to keep his hand super stiff and super straight, and I was like, no, it's not going to work. And you have to have your hand literally as loose as possible and curved and everything like that. And so it really takes a long time. The hardest part is learning this transition from the gena, tage, reta, gene, tate, tate, to switch your hand from one direction into the total opposite direction. I used to really struggle with that, and it was like impossible. So these are so great, and once you get the hang of them, you'll realize how powerful these mantras are, and they're really good for so many different things. So the whole mantra here is gena. So again, we've got Bol Jati Tisras here. Gena, tere, keta, right? Gena, tere, keta. And then gena, tere, keta, spread across even the tall structure here. Gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, tak, tere, keta, taka, taka, tere, keta. Gena, tere, keta, tak, tere, keta. Gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, tak, tere, keta. Gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, tak, tere, keta. So you've got gena, tere, keta 3 times, Bol Jati, Tisra, Tisra, Tisra. Then you've got tak, tere, keta, Tisra again, and then taka, taka, tere, keta, which is a Catur structure. And that helps you to give 3, 6, 9, 12, and then 4 is 16. So that's how this Bol Jati is working. The Laya Jati is all Catur Jati. So gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, gena, tere, keta, tak, tere, keta, taka, taka, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, reta, tere, gena, tere, gena, tere, gena, tage, tage, tere, gena. Very cool. Gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, reta, tere, gena, tere, gena, tere, gena, tage, tage, tere, gena. Again, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, reta, tere, gena, tere, gena, tere, gena. Gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, reta, tere, gena, tere, reta, tere, gena, tage, tage, tere, gena, gena, tage, reta, gena, tate, reta, tere, gena. Right? Gena, tere, gena, gena, tere, gena, gena, tere, gena, tak, tere, gena, taka, taka, tere, gena, gena, taka, reta, gena, taka, reta, tere, gena, tere, gena, tere, gena, taka, gena, tere, gena, gena, tere, gena, gena, tere, gena, tak, tere, gena, taka, So how do we chant to this then? Hare Krishna. Let's see how I want to chant to this. So we'll try to chant like this one then. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, So that's the 2 different ways that you can use it. As you get faster, then you can expand it so that let's see here, the 1, 2. So the 16 mantras take up 8, or you can chant it the way that I was showing originally, where you're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare, right? As opposed to Hare Krishna, Hare. So there you're able to say just a Hare Krishna, Hare, and then in the whole first part there. So there's 2 different ways that you can use it. So let's go over it again. Hare, slow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, So the next mantra is switching between double speed and single speed. Also switching between a Laya Jati of Catur and a Laya Jati of Tisra. And also switching between, now we've got the reverse. Now we've got Catur for Bol Jati at the start, 2, and then the Bol Jati of Tisra, gena, tere, gena, tere, gena, 3-3 at the back of the mantra. So now we've reversed the mantra and added a double speed. Not really double speed. I shouldn't say double speed. We've just changed the Laya Jati to Tisra here, so it's faster, so it feels like it's double speed. But it's really just changing the Laya Jati, which you can also do. So you can take a mantra like this and change the Laya Jati in spaces to create a different feel. So let's see, geneta, geneta, gena, 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 tere. So this, like, normally could be like Hare Krishna, right? So we're just going gena, 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 tere, gena, gena, tere, gena, keta, gena, gena, tere, gena, gena, Hare Krishna, right? So that's easy. But now, we're changing this to gena, right? So the first part is geneta, 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 geneta. Trick to this, get your thumb down as low as you can so that you're not kind of missing the tas. This is also a good practice for your hand speed and for learning these geneta, geneta, gena. And these geneta, geneta, genas have been redesigned by me to fit into Das Pahira with a Laya Jati of 2s. Now, they really perform beautifully when you're playing in Das Pahira Taal, but playing strictly in Tisra Jatis of 3. And then that's when they really perform nicely. Here, we're kind of spreading them out and changing them a little bit to fit. But in the breakdown in Tisra Jati, then it's like Hare So you can use these everywhere, these genetas, so many different patterns. So we'll get to those later once we start teaching that portion of Das Pahira Taal. So this is just kind of getting your hand used to this pattern. Get your thumb as low down as possible. Try to like get it as low as possible. It's not going to get, but you don't want to... You start, when you're really slow, you start cheating and your thumb doesn't really come down far enough to come back up. So geneta, geneta, try to really practice geneta, geneta, geneta. So let's chant with that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, very cool. And have the guru and the lagu. Gena, tere, gena, gena, tere, gena. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I'll have to make that a little bit longer. But you can input that anywhere that you like. Let me see. Hare there you can add those genetas, like at the end of your Prabhupada beat there. Geneta, geneta, ja, ta, uru te, ta, ki, uru da, gi, ne, da, geneta, geneta, ja, right? So it just gives you all these different options, understanding how to kind of break outside of the regular stuff that everyone's playing in ISKCON. Very straightforward, simple stuff. Always, Catur Jati in most instances of the Bol and the Laya. And this is just helping your hand to gain that power and that freedom during kirtans. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll continue on next time. Hare Krishna.